Hi, Cancer. Welcome to Honeybird Tarot. I'm Shan, and this is going to be your general reading for May 16th through May 31st. All right, let's get started with some oracle cards. This time I'm going to use two different oracle decks. I'm just going to try to get one message from each. The first deck we're going to use is the Ancestral Adinkra Ancestral Guidance cards by Bresi-Ando Tools for Living. Okay. Cancer, you got genuine. Accept God. Genuine. Accept God. This is a pretty popular Adinkra symbol. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it before. God is omnipotent. This symbol expresses the deep faith the Akans have in the Supreme Being. Let's see if there's any additional messages. The omnipotence of God. There is nothing the Creator cannot do, and therefore nothing you cannot achieve without the Creator. Therefore, nothing you cannot achieve with the Creator. The Creator is within you. The Creator can resolve matters of which humans cannot. Additional meanings for this card are acknowledge, thank, and celebrate all the blessings you have and will receive through the Creator. Reconnect with your divinity, and humans cannot overpower the Creator. So all things are possible with God, Cancer. And no human being can stand in the way of what it is that God has for you. Any goals or wishes or things like that you have for yourself are totally and completely possible with the help of God. And that is the God that is within you. The essence of the Creator is alive and well within all of us. You only need to acknowledge and tap into that, into that God-given power in order to achieve what it is that you want, to manifest what you want to have in your life. All right, the next oracle deck we are going to use is the Okana Oracle, and this deck helps with facilitating shadow work. So let's see what this oracle has for you, Cancer. And everything is pre-shuffled. I just feel like to shuffle a little bit on camera. Okay. So that was for you, covet. I have been seeing that a lot, shuffling for other signs and all that. And I just felt it was going to come out at some point today. And you got it. So, covet. The one who has nothing wants it all. Are you coveting something? Somebody coveting something you have? Let's see. And that's actually the first card of this deck. It's a water card. All right. All right, the shadow element is having a stubborn desire to have someone or something that you are keenly aware isn't feeding your spirit, or outright refusing to acknowledge what is fueling your inability to detach from manifesting your desires. So, you've heard many times from the law of attraction sources that you are the architect of your life, and anything in the world you can have if you detach. And to a degree, that is true. However, sometimes you must consider that your ancestors want something different for you. You've also heard the adage that when you don't get something, something better is waiting for you. And at times that seems impossible to believe. Many times in life we find that the things we want the most seem to pass us by. Try as we might to manifest what we perceive or project to be the best for our journey at that moment, this card is a stop sign to signal you may be too focused on the wrong thing, Cancer. This card can be read one of two ways. You're too focused on something inconsequential, and your spirit guides, ancestors, or source are asking you to reconsider why you want it. Is it going to help you ascend spiritually, emotionally, physically? Be honest. Or magically? If at any point a tinge of doubt creeps in, stop and reconsider. You're clear about the above, and that was question number one. So number two is you're clear about the question I just asked, and in fact, it is in your best interest. However, your mindset is one of lack, and thus you will not receive it until you acknowledge why you're operating from that vibration. Is it because you're used to living without, so it comes naturally to covet your desires like you'll never see them? Is it impatience? Is it envy? Unpack the reason why, acknowledge it as having served its purpose to show you what you need to fix, and change direction so you get the things you desire. So, Cancer, if there is something here that you want, you need to believe that with God it is possible for you to have it. You have to get out of a lack mindset, a mindset of scarcity, even if that is has been your story up to this point. If you come from poverty or lack, that were due to things that were beyond your control, now at this point you're in a different situation, and you have greater knowledge of how to manifest things for yourself. If there's something you're still wanting for yourself, you need to believe that through the power that God has given you, it is possible. Now, if you're not operating out of a mindset that is precluding you from getting what it is that you want, then maybe you should stop and consider whether it is God that is telling you that it's not something that is for you. It could be God or your ancestors or your guides trying to redirect you to something that is better for you. Okay? All right, so let's get some tarot for you. We are going to use the Akamara tarots by the same creator as the Okana Oracle, and all the decks except the Rider-Waite that I'm using today are by Black creators. Okay. So the first card, Cancer, that you have is the Nine of Cowrie or the Nine of Pentacles. This is the happily single card, or the card that says you are you're single, but you're stable. You have everything you need as far as physical stability goes. Your finances are in order. You're looking good. You're feeling good. You are able to live a life where you have leisure time. You have the resources to be able to do things that you enjoy. You are getting messages that could be, because there's a bird here, could be messages from spirit. Be highly in tuned with the spirit realm, because a lot of times when you're by yourself and you can just focus on caring for yourself, um, then that spiritual connection is more open because you don't have so many other outside responsibilities or outside things that are taking your attention away from that. That could also be you getting messages from a person in your life too. Okay. You also have the Eight of Cane. This talks about receiving or sending out, but I feel like it's receiving for you. Um, Fast and passionate messages, fast moving messages. So I feel like this could be messages that you're waiting for, but I feel like this is something that is going to take you by surprise or has already taken you by surprise. And it could be, delivered either via spirit, a spiritual messenger, or spirit using someone in your life to relay those messages to you. You also have the Seven of Cane, but it is here in the still or reverse position. I feel like you have given up something. You may have been fighting to maintain your position somehow, whether that's at work or in a relationship, however, but um, you've given up the fight, or you're considering doing so. You also have the Four of Swords or the Four of Cutlass here in the still or reverse position. And I feel like this could either be you refusing to take the time to, rest and rejuvenate, or neglecting to meditate, neglecting self care. Um, it may also be that you are coming out of a time that was where you were very focused internally, focused on prayer and meditation, taking care of yourself, rest and relaxation. I'm going to refer to the guidebook too once we finished our initial look at this spread, specifically for the two cards that you got in the still position, just because I want to make sure that you're getting the fullness of all your messages, and also because this deck, while the traditional tarot meanings still stand, each deck has its own purpose, its own unique voice, and I want to be sure that I'm honoring that unique voice and giving you all the messages that are here for you. All right, but the next card that you got after the Four of Cutlass in the still position is the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like you are juggling something or trying to balance something, whether that is your work life and home life, juggling two relationships, juggling two jobs, something you are trying to balance here, and it's taking some effort, and maybe you are giving up on trying to balance those things. Um, Yeah, and under the deck, which could be the overall energy or something that is hidden, you have Akamara, which is another name for Africa, and this is the World card in this deck, and that talks about um, leveling up, graduating. It could talk about making some sort of pilgrimage, so travel. It could be relocating, moving back home, or moving away from home. But overall, it is a signal that there is a cycle that is coming to an end and a new cycle beginning, one that is that it was necessary for you to complete this other cycle first before you could move into this one. It's not something that could have happened concurrently with whatever else was going on. It depended on you putting an end to something else. Okay? So let's just take a quick look at the Seven of Cane here in the still position. Yeah, so that the book says overwhelmed, feeling overwhelmed, giving up, losing hope, which is what we said. And let's check out the Four of Cutlass in the still position. Yes. So an inability to relax, illness, banishment, or isolation. So, like I said, it could be an inability to relax, but it could also be being sick or, not feeling your best, being in isolation or being in banishment. And we all are kind of in isolation right now because it's quarantine time. So I feel like maybe this time of isolation has you feeling like you are ready to give up on something that you've been balancing. Let's get some clarification. I feel more like this is an inability to relax, though, because the Nine of Cowrie is here, which suggests that you are happy being by yourself. You're stable. You are fulfilled. So you're not necessarily experiencing any great degree of loneliness or feeling like you've been banished or isolated due to something that you've done wrong, or someone being upset with you or anything like that. And then you have incoming messages. A lot of incoming messages. So maybe something that you are hearing, some information that you're getting is, has you on edge or unable to relax or unable to enjoy this time of solitude, or, unable to be comfortable in it. Maybe the messages are about, something coming to an end, you needing to give something up. Okay, so let's get some clarification. Okay, so Cancer, it says that you are happily single here, but maybe you, even though you're happily single and you are fulfilled, maybe you are still desiring partnership. Maybe you're still desiring someone to bring that last cowrie or the last pinnacle to bring you to that 10. And maybe, you've really been in your mind about that, because the first two cards that you got to clarify the 9 of cowrie are the 8 of swords, sorry, and the 10 of pentacles. So I definitely feel like you've been trapped in your mind about something. Maybe you've been single for so long, you're wondering if you are going to ever have this legacy, this family, these children, the dogs, the property, and that lasting love and security. And you've been feeling like you're trapped and can't do anything about getting it, but it's really just your thoughts. It's all in your mind. This person is wrapped up and pretty much looks like toilet paper. They can easily break out of that. There's a gap between those swords. They could walk right out. The water at her feet is not deep. It's just a puddle. There is no danger, and there's nothing really holding this person in this place except their thoughts and their mental acceptance of the idea that they're somehow trapped. And the High Priestess is here. I feel like that bird that's in this card, that's in this 9 of Cowrie card, is your intuition. That's messages from spirit. The High Priestess knows, she's tapped in, her third eye is open. She receives messages from spirit all the time, but she is quiet about what it is that she knows. She doesn't necessarily share her knowledge or let other people know what it is that she's aware of. So I feel like, Cancer, this is spirit saying it, and it has a lot to do with your oracle cards too, with Genuine and with Covet. I feel like this is either spirit saying, or it could be both. Spirit saying that it's absolutely possible for you to get that 10 of Pentacles. You have to believe that it's possible. You have to believe that through the power that God has given you, you can manifest that in your life. But you also need to take a moment to think about whether what you're wanting is really what is best for you and what's best for you at this particular point in time. There may be a reason why Spirit has you in a place of singlehood. Okay, so let's move on to the 8 of Canes. Where's the 8 of Canes? Okay, that's good. Mm-hmm. This was it Aries? You might be dealing with an Aries, Cancer, because they actually had this exact same combination of these two cards were the first two cards in their in the tarot portion of their reading. But I'm gonna get to that in a second. So the first card that you have to clarify the 8 of Canes, which is those fast incoming and probably pretty passionate messages, is the Page of Swords. Pages are messengers, but I feel like the Page of Swords is a messenger that kind of moves in reverse. Whereas the other messages carry a message to someone outside of themselves or someone outside of the kingdom or camp that they come from. The Page of Swords goes to collect other information. They kind of spy or are a lookout, and then they carry messages back to wherever they came from. So, maybe you sent out some feelers for something, Cancer. and that information is going to come back to you. You've been trying to gather information on something, and somebody's going to bring it back. That little birdie is going to bring you back the information. Or it can be that someone is spying on you or trying to gain more information about you so that they can send some messages towards you, but they might possibly just be trying to feel things out before that happens. Now, this is the combination of cards that Aries got. I feel like it was Aries, and if it wasn't Aries, then it was Taurus. But they also got the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, but they got it in the initial tarot. So it was the Three of Cowrie and the Three of Calabash, and they came out together just like they came out with you. So this is teamwork makes the dream work. This is a cooperation card. This is cooperating with someone to create something tangible. So it could be working as a part of a team, on a job. Sometimes it talks about partnerships, but in the traditional tarot, there are 3 people in the card. In the Akamara tarot, there's 2 sets of hands. So if it is supposed to be a partnership, I would say beware, because I feel like there's someone else involved in this situation that you might not be aware of. But if it's not a partnership specifically, then this just could be talking about cooperating with someone for a working towards a shared goal or a desired outcome that that both of you are hoping for, or all of you are hoping for. The Three of Cups talks about creating emotional energy with somebody, cooperating in the sense that you are manifesting joy and abundance and harmony with other people. So it could be spending time with family and friends, literally going out for drinks, or this could also be your desire to, or you celebrating with someone that it should be a partnership, but there is another person involved. So maybe you are coveting someone or something that already belongs, and I put that in quotation because a someone can't belong to anyone. I don't care if you're married or not. Human beings do not belong to other human beings. But you may be coveting someone who is already in a relationship, or coveting something or someone that is already involved in something else to the point where it makes it unbalanced or not available for you. And you could be getting messages or getting information about that. The fact that someone is involved with someone else, or the fact that some endeavor is going to maybe involve someone you weren't aware of, or involve more people than you were aware of, or something like that. Okay. This pencil give it up. So the sun popped out kind of sideways. So I'm going to read it upright and in the reverse. Okay, Cancer. You definitely are happily single, or you're in your singlehood, you're stable, you have everything you need. If you are desiring a relationship, you aren't desiring it, for the wrong reasons. Not because, could be other reasons beyond that, but you aren't desiring a relationship for the sake of stability, or to fill some void that you are feeling within yourself, because you have the Nine of Pentacles twice, or the Nine of Cowrie and the Nine of Pentacles. So that is Spirit confirming that you are A-okay by yourself, especially since it came out right next to the sun. I think you're doing just fine, Cancer. Let's see. Why is the 7 of King here? Okay, well, you got 4 to clarify. So the sun came out kind of sideways. So in the upright, this is total clarity and illumination of something that may have been kind of shadowed or unsure at first. It could also talk about children, having children. Maybe you are giving up on the hope of having children because it came out to clarify the 7 of Cain in the still position or in reverse. But even if this, I'm going to read it both ways. So even if it had come out in the reverse, in the Rider Waite, it is still happiness, but just to a slightly lesser degree, like happiness that may be tinged with some pain. So, if it was supposed to be in the reverse Cancer, I feel like this is spirit saying that, you've kind of accepted, like you've given up hope on having children or given up hope on being in a relationship, and you're okay with that. You've come to accept, maybe that is just not the path that spirit would have for me. And I'm happy and grateful for the blessings that I do have, and I'm going to make the best of them. And then also clarifying the 7 of Cain in reverse, you have both the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So I feel like you are in a very sexy energy, very confident, able to manifest whatever it is that you want for yourself, even if you have not been able to manifest whatever this particular thing is. And I'm feeling like it's a relationship. It has not put a damper on the way that you view yourself, and it hasn't changed the way that the world views you. You are still seen as confident, sexy, classy, a little magical with your black cat down here, and of course your wand. You're the Queen of Wands. You're the queen of confidence and that fiery energy that it takes to manifest what we want in our lives. The fiery energy that it takes to take action and move towards our goals and move towards our destiny. And the Queen of Swords can be kind of cold, but more than cold, she is just no nonsense. She's all about clarity, and she's motioning for someone to come to her, and they need to make sure that they're coming to her with complete clarity and with the truth. Otherwise, she's going to bring her sword down. If she brings it down, then she'll cut through these clouds that you see here. She cuts through illusions or lies or things that are not clear. So I feel like it is because you are embodying both the energy of the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords that you are in such a good place in your singlehood. Like nothing is going to come towards you that is not absolutely made for you or absolutely correct for you. I feel like this is protection from spirit, that only the best. God is only allowing what is best for you to come towards you, which is the same message that May and Covet gave us in the beginning. And I feel like you recognize that, Cancer, and you are not seeing your singlehood or your not inability, but the fact that a relationship has not manifested for you. You are not seeing that as a negative. You just see it, as redirection from God. Like you understand that only what's best for you is going to come to you, and you trust that being by yourself is what's best for you. That's beautiful. Why is the 4th cutlass here in the still position? Cancer, you may have had to walk away from a relationship that wasn't good for you, and since walking away from that relationship, you have come into this beautiful 9 of Pentacles energy. I definitely feel like you have walked away from something and are going to walk into something much better. Could be another relationship, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. If it is another relationship that you're walking towards, this is going to definitely be a soulmate, twin flame, very stable, happy, loving relationship that you're moving towards. Yeah, okay. So I feel like um, this feeling of isolation or banishment came after you walked away from something with the Eight of Cups, something that was okay, but not as fulfilling as you know that you could have. And you are taking your passions elsewhere. Even though you know only the moon is here illuminating this scene, so you might not have had complete clarity when you walked away from something, but you knew enough to know that this wasn't where you belonged, and you walked away from that and walking right towards the Four of Wands. This is the 1111 card, represented by the way those four wands are standing there. And excuse me, 1111 represents twin flame connections or fated, destined relationships. So if it is another relationship that you're going to walk into, because you know, spirit might not be saying that you're never going to have a relationship. It just means that right now they have you in the position that you are in for a reason. But when you do walk into something, Cancer, it's going to be beautiful and well worth the wait. And you're waiting. You're waiting for it. You're waiting for your ships to come in, and those ships are already coming into the harbor. You can see them. They are about to manifest. You're about to reach out and touch them. They're closer than being on the horizon. Okay. Two carry here. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Definitely feel like whatever relationship is coming in for you is going to be that one. It's going to be a beautiful one and well worth waiting for. Because you now have two twin flame soulmate cards on the board. Any other messages about the two calories spirit for Cancer? Okay. You might be dealing with the Sagittarius Cancer, but even if you aren't, clarifying the Two of Cowrie, this balancing act that you've been doing, is the Lovers. So it could be that, like I said, you may have been coveting someone who's already involved, and you have a decision to make about whether you are still going to be a part of that connection or partake in that, or, and this is what I really feel, it's spirit saying to maintain your own personal balance, um, to while you're in this energy of waiting for your ships to come in, to not focus too much on what it is that you don't have, because this is what's coming in for you. And not only is it a twin flame soulmate like card, the Lovers, it's also about a decision in love. So it very well could be, deciding whether this particular love is the one that's right for you. It could be that whatever love this is, whatever partnership this is that is coming in for you, is going to help balance you out. And the reason I said that you may possibly be dealing with the Sagittarius is because you have the Temperance card here under the deck. But if it's not a Sagittarius, this is just another message of needing to balance or temper your energies, needing to bring yourself into balance, yourself into harmony first before this love connection can come in for you. And like I said, you had the Nine of Cowrie or the Nine of Pentacles twice, which solidifies that you are doing well, just fine by yourself. The Ten of Pentacles is here for you. The Lovers is here for you. The Sun is here. So it looks like you have a very, very bright future ahead, but I feel like getting the Seven of Cane in the still position or giving up is either spirit recognizing that you are losing hope and you are needing to be reminded that whatever you want for yourself is possible with God. Don't give up hope just because it's not happening on your time frame. Everything happens in divine timing, in perfect divine timing. And I feel like if you can hang in there for divine timing, you have very, very beautiful things coming for you. Okay. All right, Cancer. I hope this resonated for you because it was beautiful. And if it did, please let me know in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Instagram at Honeybird Tarot. And tomorrow I'll be going live, I believe, at 6 p.m. If not 6, then 7. I really need to check. I'm sorry. But follow me on Instagram at Honeybird Tarot. And tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live love reading where I'll allow people to ask yes or no questions regarding love. And yeah, I would love to see you there. So thank you so much. And I will see you in your next reading. All right. Pelu Ife. Love.